God gave us everything that we needed. The reality is, if we don't get vaccinated with Jesus, we will face God on Judgment Day. It's not just about health. It's about freedom of speech. It's about the government's trying to kill us.
Now recently, Jubilee put out another video titled Dr. Mike versus 20 anti-vaxxers, and I wouldn't be the type of person to go and click on it because I think all Jubilee videos at some point just lost their flavor, lost what made them interesting. But apparently this one had so much controversy that another YouTuber named Sensitive Society talked about it. I watched this video on it and heard some of the craziest takes from these people that I had to go watch it myself, and then I ended up wanting to make a video about it. Because when you hear things like this,
doesn't the vaccine save lives?
Correct, it lowers the death rate. It doesn't prevent it 100%.
Okay, so why are people dying?
Because it's not 100%.
It's hard to ignore it and not want to talk about it. And for the people that are unaware of how Jubilee's format is or what a Jubilee video is, well, they have different types of video. This one specifically, they get one person, that being Dr. Mike, who is educated in some way on a subject, and get somebody who is anti what he believes, this being the anti-vaxxer. So Dr. Mike versus 20 anti-vaxxers, they go up and they're supposed to talk to him, have a debate. And normally in a debate, you would hope that you would listen to the other side, maybe come to a consensus, and even if you don't, at least share each other's point of view and be open to changing your mind. When in reality, it seemed like everybody in this video just wanted to get off their I gotcha moments and try to prove him so wrong, not even trying to listen to what he says at any point in time.
Is there anything I could say today that would change your mind?
I'm just asking your opinion.
I'm asking you a question.
Probably not, because I actually read and study.
Well, if I can't change your mind,
I just want to know your opinion.
Yeah, so I would like to give you my knowledge, my experience, and what I've seen in the hospital system. But if you're telling me right now, no matter what I say, you're not going to change your mind, is there any value to that?
She just seems so happy to tell this man straight to his face and everybody at Jubilee that she basically is wasting their time. What is the point of you coming here to a pseudo debate if you're not even going to be open to getting your mind changed at any point in time? In all reality, once Jubilee heard that, or any staff heard that, she should have just been escorted out, because you're here taking up someone else's time and someone else's space that actually might be open to a discussion that actually might change their mind or in some way change how they think, and you're just taking that up and not even caring. She seems, again, so happy and proud to say it. Well, I'm actually educated, I actually know, so no, you're not going to change my mind. Then why are you even here?
My next claim is that vaccine-acquired immunity is better than natural immunity. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Mike.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. I want to say first that I'm a mother of 6 children. My oldest 2 children do have vaccines. My 3rd child, he got a vaccine that the doctor said were safe that caused him brain issues for the rest of his life, and he has arrested hydrocephalus. I want to continue to say my youngest 3 children have no vaccines at all. They're perfectly fine. They're advanced. They've never got COVID. They've never got sick. Just a healthy diet, keeping them away from toxic foods, making sure their hygiene is good. Did you know that COVID has a patent and natural illnesses can't have patents? Did you know that every illness dated back to polio has a patent? The only thing that doesn't have a patent is the common cold. Did you know that Fauci funded medical schools to try to make the vaccine more, or not the vaccine, make COVID more deadly? Vaccine immunity is not really a thing because they cannot guarantee it makes anybody immune.
This might come as a surprise to some of y'all, but I'm starting to think some, if not all, the things that she just said were incorrect or not true. And I know it's not because I'm secretly a doctor and just have a YouTube channel for the fun of it. It's because of that fact checker that has been going off constantly. It's probably still going on right now to this day. And it's kind of sad that we do have to have a fact checker in some of these debates, but it makes sense and I understand it. But good God, in this debate specifically, it was working overtime. It was basically on the screen every time someone spoke.
There's more side effects from getting a vaccine than to not get a vaccine. The chances of getting illness not vaccinated versus to getting vaccines is a lot higher than somebody that doesn't eat toxic crap, practices good hygiene. They're more likely to get illness vaccinated versus not vaccinated. There's studies that show unvaccinated children are more healthier. In Japan, they don't start their vaccine schedule, I believe, until 2 years old. Autism is almost non-existent. And this is something that needs to be documented. dated back to polio. Everything has a patent except for the common cold.
In the world of the internet, the fact that we can still have people that are this incorrect is insane to me, because of the things she's saying, it makes me seem like you got your information from Facebook or just a random family member being scared sending you a post they found on like Twitter or something. Because again, these are all things you could just look up. And what makes it all crazier is the fact that this video is meant to be a debate, yet I don't see much debating. I just showed you 2 clips, and the only time that we had Dr. Mike speak was to introduce the topic. Other than that, he hasn't spoke. I'm not cutting it out trying to make it seem devious or anything. Literally, he has not spoke, and she has still been going on and on and on. It just doesn't make any real sense, because you're not trying to actually get here and get answers. I mean, y'all heard her say that herself. She's not here to get answers or to provide any sort of closure, to open up to new ideas, nothing like that. She literally is here to just get her points across and spread the so-called information that she has. Whether if it's misinformation or not, she just doesn't care. As long as other people are knowing it and thinking like her, that's all she wants at the end of the day.
Something I think our healthcare system doesn't do enough is say, I don't know. And I have no idea about Dr. Fauci's patents.
Let me explain to y'all what this red flag means, because it's an antithesis of this entire video of why it's so bad. That red flag is used to vote people out. Once a majority of them out of 16, once 9 of them put their flags up, then they move on to the next person and the conversation is either skipped or they go to a different topic. And he just started speaking. Dr. Mike just opened his mouth and somebody's already trying to move on to a different topic or a different person. It doesn't make any real sense, because you're not truly here to gain new information, to have a debate, nothing like that. They just want to each take their turn saying what they have to say and never actually care to hear about what Dr. Mike has to say at any point in time. It just really is weird and odd, because again, he just spoke. He barely said anything, and yet they already want to vote him out. It just seems like you want to live in an echo chamber. You don't actually want to hear different opinions or opinions that might oppose you in any way.
Everybody got vaccines, still get illnesses. I've never seen any prevention of anything.
The prevention from vaccines comes from prevention of death and serious illness. And we've seen that when you study that, not just in the US by the Rockefeller system that you described, one of the largest studies in the world surrounding vaccines and autism in children came from Denmark with over 500,000 children. That is not a US system, that is not a capitalist system, and they found that there is no pattern.
That's not true.
I'm trying to branch out as much as possible.
You've been voted out by the majority.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Her immediate reaction to that being, that's not true, not even asking about the study, not asking for clarification, not asking any real questions, just immediately dismissing it because it doesn't align with what she believes. And that's what a lot of this video is. And before they could even really have a true conversation or a true debate, they got voted out, which is what keeps happening. They're never going to actually reach a good conclusion, because this is what constantly happens. They have maybe one back and forth, if that, and then a person immediately gets voted out and a new person comes up, not really leaving Dr. Mike with the ability to speak and even get to a clear point. Because the second he started getting traction, the second he started even disproving her point in any way, they immediately vote her out and just leave the conversation dead. There's nothing else they can gain from it now, perpetually leaving them in an echo chamber again.
So if we look at Facebook, Google, YouTube, they suppressed so many anti-vax posts, legitimate declarations of they were injured, serious deaths. ABC News went on Facebook and they posted a simple question: who do you know or yourself that was seriously injured from the vaccine? Over 200,000 comments that were then removed by Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg just went on Joe Rogan and he said that Joe Biden, the Biden administration, forced them to censor people. So if someone really believes in their product, why would they do mass censorship to hide it?
I'm a family medicine doctor. I have no idea why they're censoring certain websites or not censoring certain websites. So like, that's outside of my scope. Last that I checked, no doctor removes patient bad reviews. No doctor goes on and hides comments. I mean, maybe they do it on an individual level, but not on a systemic level.
I want y'all to know the question that was actually asked had nothing to do with what that guy was talking about at all. It was supposed to be about RFK Jr. being a public health threat, and yet he went on to talk about something completely different and try to get Dr. Mike caught up in some political hot take or some political conversation, when in reality, that's not what he's about and not what he's trying to do. And even after telling him, yo, I'm a family doctor, I check up on patients, straight family stuff, I have nothing to do with that and wouldn't know any knowledge about it. Like, I'm just a normal guy. I couldn't tell you why Facebook, YouTube, any other platform you may be thinking of would be deleting comments or posts. That has nothing to do with me. He still kept on trying to go on and edge him to that political conversation when, again, that's not what he's here for and not what he's trying to talk about, especially since that's not even the topic at hand.
She had cancer right here, a tumor, and she got healed through organic foods. She is a huge promoter of RFK and Maha, and she talks about how this is the way to heal the world is through the natural medicine of God. God gave us everything that we needed. The reality is, if we don't get vaccinated with Jesus, we will face God on Judgment Day. It's not just about health. It's about freedom of speech. It's about the government's trying to kill us. Bill Gates had, I think it was kind of like a TED Talk, but he had like, a talk where he said, we need to get the population down and we're gonna do a great job of it. And you know how? Through improving vaccines. Because we're going to lower the population that way.
Okay,
and you can find it.
Pause. You've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
The pure lunacy and insanity I just heard can't even be described with words. I don't even know where to begin with everything that she talked about, but the fact that she didn't even have to debate him at all because she just got to spew her points and say whatever she wanted without actually having to defend them in any way, shape, or form because she got voted out just shows stupidity in this format that Jubilee has. Because at no point in time could she even consider a different side, consider that maybe she's wrong in some way, because at no point in time could she even hear the other side or hear what he has to say, because she could just move on, say whatever she wants like it's a therapy session, and then she just gets to move on like, hey, I mean, I said what I had to say and I feel right in that. And at no point in time even think about having the thought that maybe I'm wrong in something I said, because there was no one to refute her because she got voted out immediately. And it's honestly sad. If it's not stuff like this where it's just insanity getting spewed out and not having anyone to actually debate it, we just have Dr. Mike actually talking but having the most simplest conversations, and yet people aren't comprehending what he's saying at all.
Understood. So what would be an example of the misinformation that you're referring to?
Like that vaccines cause autism?
So they don't cause autism, you're saying?
Correct.
At all?
Correct.
Well, that's news to me. Okay, what about death? Doesn't the vaccine save lives?
Correct. It lowers the death rate. It doesn't prevent it 100%.
Okay, so why are people dying?
Because it's not 100%.
He just seems emotionless, expressionless while explaining this, because it's very simple, and if you just actually listen, you would understand what he's saying, yet they're not actually here to listen at all. They're just here to say whatever they want, and honestly aren't really willing to debate at all. It just makes zero sense why Jubilee will keep hosting these things, because we continuously have people like this going out here to either have yelling matches, screaming matches, or just to outright not listen at all to the other side. And there's no point in doing this if you're not going to actually have a real debate. I just don't understand it. It's a waste of everybody's time in my opinion, and honestly Jubilee's gonna keep doing it because it gets them a lot of views and it gets people talking about it. I mean, I literally saw somebody talk about it, watch the video, and now I'm making my own video talking about it as well, so it makes sense why they're gonna keep doing it. But it's honestly sad to see that at no point in time are there gonna be real dialogues had with any of these topics. At least that's how I feel. But if you want to tell me how you feel, then the best place to do that would be the comment section down below, because this video is unfortunately over. But if you did enjoy this video, maybe consider giving it a like, and if you enjoy content like this, maybe consider subscribing, because I post like this every single week and you'll never miss out on a single upload if you hit that bell icon, because you'll get notified the millisecond a video goes live. But that's enough for me. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.